Hey, shot, boom! Let's go! Yes! Over.
Is that freaking cool math games? No. Are you sure?
School, pardon my French, sucks. A lot. For me, school's never hard, but it was never fun. Sure, back in elementary school it wasn't that bad. Dare I say, it was quite enjoyable. But as the years went on and on and on, it just got boring. Like math, for example. It used to be actual things we had to solve. It was like a game trying to solve a little puzzle. But then high school just became type this incredibly long equation into your calculator and type what you get. That's not fun. What am I being tested on here? My ability to waste time? I've already showed that through my hours in Splatoon. I don't need a whole class for it. And that is my lazy segue into today's topic. After I've been in school, it stopped being a test of my knowledge, but instead a test of my aptitude for wasting time. Browser games. Games that can run on anything that can run Google Chrome pretty much. Even the lowest of Chromebooks can run these games. And Chromebooks are already the lowest lows. They're really only good for one thing and one thing only, and that's browser games. Okay, I guess two things. Where do you find these browser games? Why are you asking it? Just type games and you'll immediately find hundreds and hundreds of games at your disposal. These are so popular that even Google themselves make a few. You can play a version of Snake, Minesweeper, Pac-Man just by typing them in. It is seriously impressive. Heck, that version of Snake is shockingly in-depth. You can do something as simple as make the apples peaches or something, or just stop giving a damn. Some of these games are multi-hour adventures like the Doodle Champion Island games. A full-on top-down adventure filled to the brim of dialogue, characters, and mini-games galore. This has more quality content than some $60 AAA games out there. And you're telling me a Chromebook can play this with zero issues just over Wi-Fi? That's ridiculous! But that does bring up a good point. What if you don't have Wi-Fi? I know it's a foreign concept to some of the terminally online out there, but there may come a time where, well, you're well, actually, there is a way out. Some browsers have built-in games you can play. Of course, the most famous one is the dinosaur game from Google. It is dead simple. You play as an extinct creature running through the desert forever. You got two buttons, a jump and a duck. The duck isn't even that useful. This shouldn't be fun, but somehow it is. It's extremely addictive. I just keep coming back and back again like it's a bad drug or something. However, this is not the only game that can be played offline. Say hello to Edge Surf. That is an unfortunate name. Edge Surf has you surf through a pixelated ocean obviously has more to do than the dinosaur game. I mean, you can select multiple characters, play a time attack mode or endless variant. There's more than 2 colors. However, I don't know, man. I think I like the dinosaur game more. It was simple, but that was its best strength. It was simple but easy to play and addictive. Surf just isn't addictive, it was just boring to run through. Now there is another offline browser game. Say hello to Aperius on Opera GX, the browser for gamers. No wonder my PC stinks now. Ugh. Now with all the other games being dead simple, this one can't be too crazy, right? Jesus Christ! This is a 3D browser game, already a rare thing, but it's also offline. The Flip? I'm convinced this is 90% of the storage that Opera takes up, and I respect that. And it's really fun. Unlike Surf, this one's actually addictive and fun, so if I were to rank the 3 big offline browser games, in last it'd be Edge Surf, then the dinosaur game, then funny 3D space game. Now, what do you do if you do have Wi-Fi? Well, you can go on the browser games that benefit from Wi-Fi the most. Online MMOs. These were my childhood. Just running around with other players in these massive browser experiences. These were quality content. Let's take a look at the big 3. Club Penguin, Animal Jam, and Pop Shopka. These were the back then, let me tell you. They made most of their money through memberships, but you could still play the game without them and experience like a tenth of the whole game. However, that didn't deter little kid me. I love these games and I would play them non-stop. Heck, my favorite one, Animal Jam, I even got a subscription after a while. I wonder how these are doing today. Club Penguin was shut down, Pop Sugar doesn't have its own website anymore, and Animal Jam is no longer a browser game and it looks like this now. So these aren't in the best place to say the least. I mean, the only one that is still technically a browser game is Pop Tropica. Pop Tropica was always the odd man out of these big 3. For one, the membership wasn't nearly as enforced as much, and also you didn't interact with other players that much. The game might as well have been completely single player, and for me, it was. For these massive islands that are these whole puzzle platformer experiences, and they were a blast. Most of them were harder than any class I ever took in high school, but they were still so fun. But it now no longer has its own website and now lives on Cool Math Games, the home of browser games. Now, despite the name, it does not hold math games. These games were not educational at all. It was just named as to throw off teachers from blocking the website, but that still didn't stop the teachers from banning it. But nevertheless, this website was a blast. Let's go through a few of my favorites. Run, Run 2, and Run 3 were these massive 3D platformer games, and the third one was literally like over 100 levels or something crazy like that. Big Tower Tiny Square games were ultra hard bite-sized platforming games that were super fun to control, feeling like a slightly different version of Meat Boy in a sense. Idle Breakout was the best game to waste hours staring at blocks. Moto XM3 made me feel so damn awesome. 2048 is a classic that no one can really knock on, and the best of them all was chess. Just boot up a game of chess and playing against your friends may sound simple, but it's the most fun you can have a Chromebook. Other than that, there are other websites like Cool Math Games, but the other big one was Newgrounds. Now, if Cool Math Games is like your cool uncle, Newgrounds is your cool uncle who lives in his mother's attic. If Cool Math Games was banned in your school, you can guarantee Newgrounds was too. Newgrounds is more mature, and by more mature, I mean Now, to be fair, that's not all what Newgrounds is, but that's how I'd probably sum it up. If you can guarantee one website is blocked in every single school, it's Newgrounds. Let's talk about some of the most iconic games from Newgrounds that I remember. The Henry Stickmin games and Friday Night Funkin'. The Henry Stickmin games were charming reference-filled animated adventures. Basically, you pick one of the random options, use it, and then you proceed to fail again and again in ludicrous ways until you pick the correct option and win. The games were full of charm, but if you want to play them nowadays, your best bet's the Henry Stickmin collection on Steam. Not only does it remaster each game to make it look better than it ever did, it also contains a brand new game, completing the mission, concluding the story told throughout all the games. The other game I mentioned is certainly more recent, and that's Friday Night Funkin'. This game I didn't really grow up with, it was beyond my time, but hey, let's give it a shot, let's see what the youngins play today. After it loads. Yeah, for some reason this game takes centuries to load, and when it does, if you're playing on Chromebook, which again is the ideal platform for a browser game, I hope you like your frames into negatives. It just runs terribly, so if you want to play it, I recommend downloading it, but at that point, is it really a browser game? No, so this game, let's talk about the real .io games. These are online multiplayer experiences that range from Eat the Thing to Mario Kart Battle Mode ripoff. Let's highlight a few of my favorites. You got Slither.io, where you play as funny looking worms and just swarm all over the place. Then you got Agar.io, where you play as a hungry little circle and just agar all over the place. Now, what does agar mean? I don't know. When I don't know something, that's usually my cue to go on Smash Carts. Whenever I just gave up in school, this was the game. I mean, the devs clearly gave up too. This is just Mario Kart Battle Mode as Mario Kart Battle Mode can be minus the Mario. Despite this, however, I mean, it's better than Mario Kart Wii's Battle Mode. In fact, I'll go a step further. This is one of the best battle modes in the entire Mario Kart series. And it runs on a Chromebook? To be fair, a Chromebook can run a Mario Kart game on its browser, so is that really impressive? Wait, what? Yeah, nowadays instead of playing cheap knockoffs of games, you can now just look them up. Heck, Mario 64 in its entirety, plus featuring widescreen, is now playable on a browser, and the legality is only somewhat questionable. But honestly, when it's this easy, is it really illegal? However, I saved the best for last, the ultimate browser game to ever release, the crowning jewel of not just browser games, but gaming as a whole. Okay, maybe not that far. Ice Dodo. So schools sometimes can be little stinkers, and they just hate fun. So to counteract this, some students have found some games that can play on extensions. Just click this little puzzle piece and you're transported to a world of fucking garbage. Most of these are way worse than most browser games, and the best ones, I mean, they're good. But what I really chose over Mario 64, yes, Ice Dodo is peak fiction. Most schools can't even register this game exists, and thus this game is still playable on damn near everything. And it's a full-on 3D platformer that's surprisingly tricky, yet fun. This game is a masterpiece and... wait, what? Yeah, apparently the schools can block extensions too now. Okay, what about the dinosaur game? And what? They blocked it too?
What the flip?
Maybe you'll pay more attention in class.
Bro, I have a 98. You can't be serious.
Don't you backtalk me, young man.
And what are you gonna do about it, huh?